So what transpired after the events of the original love interest trying to drug the male lead and then drugged himself? Because the male lead knew he had intentions of drugging him and drugging himself, the male lead had switched out the drugs for something else. And so the original love interest never actually took the drugs, and he was dragged off and beaten. This is the second time he's been beaten over his actions. And the head servant is like, since you wanted to drug someone and give them this drug, you will be taking the drug actually. And so they shove the drugs down him, bond him, and throw him into his area of the palace, his little palace, and keep him there. No one touches him. Don't worry, nothing bad happens to him that badly. He just ends up drugged for 3 days, begging, crying for the Melly to come help him. Literally saying the most shamefulest things, hoping that someone would come help him, that someone would save him. But nope, nothing happens. Nothing. The male lead and head servant, they trick the main character again, this time tricking him to agreeing onto a date. And when the main character realizes he got tricked into agreeing, he's like, darn it, they got me again. They always get me. They're always so devious with their ideas and plans and schemes, and they work well with each other. Why do I keep falling for it? I'm like, because you're not that smart, and also because those two are just too smart for you. But hey, you're going to enjoy your date. The only part he didn't enjoy was when someone tries scamming him, but main character is not falling for the scams. And later, the male lead had the person beaten almost to death for, scamming the main character or attempting to scam the main character. On their date, they end up running into the male lead's cousin and his fiance, and they end up doing a double date moment. And the main character and the cousin's fiance, those two get along so well. Like, they're bestie, like they're food besties. They're talking about food, they're enjoying each other's company. She's absolutely humongous pet lover, so she wants to talk about the main character's fish form, how badly she wants to meet it, how much she wants to take care of it, how much she wants to pet it. Like, they are besties, and the male lead is getting full on jealous over them being besties, that sooner or later he ends up dragging the main character away because he's like, stop giving her attention, give me attention. Also, the male lead decides to be full on shameful and kiss the main character. He makes sure that the main character and him can't be seen when they're kissing in front of his cousin and his cousin's fiance, but his cousin still figures out what they did and goes, oh my god, why do I keep losing to you? Because again, the cousin likes to compete against the male lead and is like, oh, I'm disturbing your date to show off my fiance. But no, you gotta show off your boyfriend? How could you? How could you? Another scene had me laughing was the commenters trying to figure out what the main character's status was. They knew full on well that the main character couldn't be a servant, so they were like, he has to be a concubine or a consort, and they decided on concubine because there's no way a consort would have been out and about like this. And the male lead gets displeased by this and orders his head servant to go tell a group of commoners that the main character was his consort. And the main character is like, no, I'm neither a concubine or a consort. We're not even dating. We have no romantic ties. You might have feelings for me, but I don't have feelings for you. So the main character does finally admit it's after the date that he has feelings for the male lead. He does try pushing those back when he's confessing to the male lead, being like, I like how you take care of me. I always want to be by your side. I'm terrified about losing you. And the male lead jumps him, literally jumps him when he's confessing. But finally he admits to himself and to the male lead that he loves the male lead. He's willing to go down the dating sim missions and quests that the system's giving him. He's like, oh, I'm finally going to do them. I want to be with the male lead. I want to do things with the male lead. He does give the male lead a list of things he wants the male lead to do, like, orders and agreements that the male lead has to agree to. And it had me laughing. But there are reasons why the main character didn't want to have a relationship or feared having a relationship with the male lead. It's not because the male lead was a man. It's because he is a fish. The male lead is a human. He's from the real world. The male lead's from a book. He is from the modern times. The male lead is from ancient times. He himself doesn't have a status while the male lead is a royalty. Like, there was a lot of reasons why the main character kept pushing back his feelings or not acknowledging his feelings or not realizing his feelings, is because he feared all those reasons would be the cause of his and the Melly's relationship downfalling. Also, again, he still doesn't realize Melly knows that he's a fish, and so a lot of his concern and worries are also the Melly abandoning him, hating him, and despising him if he ever found out that he's a fish. And I'm like, don't worry, honey, your husband knows. Your husband knows you're a fish, but he's still concerned and worried the Melly will abandon him over it. So yes, our baby has a lot of concerns, a lot of worries. But I love him. I'll say this again, I love him because unlike the main character in Scum Saving System, Boy is ready to be in a relationship. Yes, he has done a lot of marathons in his head, trying to de-convince himself, go against things, but like he is like, I'm gonna go and be with him. And we don't have to wait until the very end of the series for the main character to be like, oh, I have feelings for him and he has feelings for me. No, we're not even halfway through book 2 before he realizes the Melly's feelings and his feelings. And yes, he has the same doubts as the main character in Scum Saving System, but he pushes those feelings down so he can be with his partner, to be with him, and acknowledge that if he's in a book, he's a book character and he has to be part of the book, and that he can be with him. Like, yes. The Melly is now working the same work that the other princes do. He's now actually having an official position, official job. He used to just stay at his palace and do whatever he wanted, but now he actually does official work. And he takes the main character with him in his fish form. Him and the main character goes to work together. And, the person working with Melly is highly impressed with the Melly. At first, he was wary with the Melly bringing his pet to work and then playing with his pet, that the Melly would be exactly like the third prince. But no, the Melly actually does take his work seriously, even has a bunch of questions prepared and ready. Like, he is impressed, and even goes to the emperor to tell the emperor how impressed he is with the Melly. And I love that. But I love how the Melly tries to still interact with the main character when he's working. I also love how the main character convinces the Melly to take the orders of the emperor to go into actual work, because the Melly didn't want to originally, and the main character's like, well, I'll be your perfect little housewife. I'll be your trophy wife. You can use the money you earn at your job to buy me things, and I'll be here when you ever get home and take care of you when you get home. And I love that. I love that. I loved it very much. He flirting with his husband to convince his husband to go to work. He also prepares food for his husband, and his food's not great. It is exactly like the main character in Heaven's Official Blessings cooking. Neither one of them can cook. Just like the Melly from Heaven's Official Blessing, this Melly will eat his husband's cooking, and he pretends he likes it. Now, in Heaven's Official Blessing, I think the Melly actually does like it and forces other people to eat it, trying to convince everybody else his husband's food is good. He lies to the main character, tell the main character's cooking is good, but he also keeps the main character and anybody else from eating the main character's cooking, because he knows the main character relies his ploy, his lies, that his cooking's not that great, and it's bad. It's really bad. But the main character still cooks for him because he thinks it's good. And I really felt bad for him.